Hello students, how are you all? So in my previous video you have already seen about structure of DNA and now you well know the structure of DNA. So today we are going to know about the packaging of DNA helix. ठीक है, DNA helix एक डबल स्ट्रैंडेड स्ट्रक्चर है. अब DNA की अगर हम बात करें और DNA एक न्यूक्लियस के अंदर इंटैक्ट है. DNA का साइज अप्रॉक्सीमेटली अगर हम बताएं तो डेट इज अबाउट 2.2 मीटर्स लॉन्ग. सो DNA हेलिक्स ऑफ मेमेलियन सेल, स्पेशली मेमेलियन सेल, इट इज 2.2 मीटर लॉन्ग एंड विच इज वेरी लॉन्ग मॉलिक्यूल टू बी फिटेड इन सच अ स्मॉल न्यूक्लियस. सो to fitting that nucleus into the fitting that DNA into the nucleus, basically it has to be packed. So DNA packaging is the complex process which we will be studying now. So DNA molecule has basically protein and protein has a positive charge. So what happens in DNA packaging? Association is done. Actually what happens, DNA is negatively charged and proteins are the positively charged. In the case of eukaryotes, these positive charge are known as histones. So what happens, DNA and protein at some intervals, they are packaged, they are coiled together and it makes histones octamer structure. So in this negatively charged DNA with a positively charged histone octamer, this is called nucleosome. So each nucleosome is connected to another by a DNA linker. So what happens, these nucleosome when they are attached, they form a chromosome and this chromosome is present in the nucleus of the particular cell. So about the packaging of DNA, here is the animation, so watch it carefully. Packaging of a DNA helix. Today we will learn how DNA is packed inside the nucleus of a cell. DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid is the highly coiled structure present within the ultramicroscopic nucleus of a cell. If you fully stretch the DNA of a cell, you will find its length to be nearly 1.7 meters. So let us now learn how DNA is packed inside the nucleus of the cell. So before that, let us first learn about the structures that help in DNA packaging. The first structure is nucleosome. It is the bead-like structure consisting of histone, protein and DNA. Histone protein, it is the basic protein that forms a skeleton around which the DNA is wrapped. So these are of two types. Core histone protein, this is made up of 8 proteins and forms an octamer. Second is linker histone protein, this is made up of a single rod-like protein. And a solenoid, it is a rod-like structure consisting of 5 to 7 nucleosomes, the coil around one another. Let us now see how DNA is packed. The nucleus of a cell, as you know, contains DNA in the form of loose thread-like structures called chromatin. Chromatin is a fiber or a thread with the beads or nucleosomes that are arranged at some distance from one another and which has a diameter of about 10 nanometers. Let us find more about these beads. The protein that actually form nucleosome consists of core histone protein and linker histones. Core histone proteins, these form an octamer assembly of a nucleosome. The octamer contains 2 copies of each 4 types of protein, that is H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. This configuration of histone protein is called the core of nucleosome. Linker histones, it is made up of H1 protein. It is attached to the site of nucleosome core at the entry and at the exit of the DNA. It stabilizes the coiling of DNA. So that's all about the packaging of DNA. Now we are going to study what are the requirements for a material to be a genetic material. So now we are going to study about the properties for a material to be a genetic material. So what is basically a genetic material? Genetic material is that material which passes on from one generation to another and giving characteristics to it. So DNA is referred to as genetic material for all the living organisms. So there are certain requirements which has to be there for a substance to be a genetic material. So the first is that it should be present in every cell. That genetic material that should be present in each and every cell, only then it would be passed to the next progeny. It should be in the same in all somatic cells. मीन्स उसका जो अमाउंट है हर एक सोमैटिक सेल में वो इक्वल होना चाहिए, वो इक्विवेलेंट होना चाहिए, तभी उसकी डिवीजन प्रॉपर होगी. बिकॉज हर एक जेनेटिक मटेरियल को क्या करना है, अपने आप को डुप्लीकेट करना है, रेप्लीकेट करना है. तो अपनी कार्बन कॉपीज बनानी है तो सोमैटिक सेल्स में जो उसका अमाउंट है दैट शुड बी एडिक्वेट. सो इट शुड बी एबल टू रेप्लीकेट इटसेल्फ. इट शुड बी एबल टू मेक इट कॉपीज. मीन्स जो भी जेनेटिक मटेरियल है उसको अपने रेप्लिका बनाने में कैपेबल वो होना चाहिए. अगर कैपेबल नहीं है तो डैट कैन नॉट बी अ गुड जेनेटिक मटेरियल. इट शुड शो वैरायटी इन एग्जिस्टिंग ऑर्गेनिज्म. सेकेंडली डीएनए में या कोई भी जेनेटिक मटेरियल है उसमें ये प्रॉपर्टी होनी चाहिए कि वो अपने आप में चेंजेस लाए, म्यूटेशंस लाने के बाद वो वैरायटी प्रोड्यूस करे ऑर्गेनिजम्स में. तो वैरायटी प्रोड्यूस होगी तभी वो ऑर्गेनिज्म किसी भी एनवायरनमेंट में सर्वाइव कर सकता है. इट शुड बी एबल टू म्यूटेट इटसेल्फ. लाइक एनवायरमेंटल चेंजेस हो रहे हैं, एनवायरमेंटल चेंजेस होने के लिए म्यूटेशन नेसेसरी है. सो इट शुड बी एबल टू म्यूटेट इटसेल्फ ताकि म्यूटेशन हो जाए और म्यूटेशन के बाद ये अपने आप को एक न्यू ऑर्गेनिज्म इवॉल्व हो जाए. इट शुड बी एबल टू पास इंफॉर्मेशन टू इट्स प्रोजेनी. सेकेंडली जो भी इन्फॉर्मेशन है, जो भी जेनेटिक इन्फॉर्मेशन है वो जनरेशन टू जनरेशन पास होनी चाहिए. तो पासिंग होने के लिए भी कुछ ना कुछ कैरेक्टर्स इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो इट शुड बी एबल टू पास फ्रॉम वन जनरेशन टू अनदर एज इट इज. सो when it will be passed, only then it is possible for any material to be a genetic material.